There's one other concept we talked about on our pre-call that I wanted to get to before we wrap up here. And this is the idea of building a self-correcting team. You mentioned it earlier or alluded to it. And it's this idea of moving from high performance to self-correcting. I'm really curious. No pun intended.
You're really curious. Great. Yeah. So I used to think, my thinking has changed on this in the last, I'd say 7, 8 years. So I used to think that the standard of performance for a leadership team was high performance.
Mm-hmm.
And what I began to see, frankly, through work with clients, was that it wasn't sufficient. What my clients, all senior leaders, need is a team that can essentially function very well without them.
Mm-hmm.
Not entirely, but very well without them.
Yes.
Because the converse, what I was seeing was CEOs were being called into the sandbox to referee, or they were spending time, as I just described with the senior financial official, they were spending time doing remedial work, or as I talked about earlier, being the hub of communication, all of which pull them out of what they need to be doing as the captain of the ship. And so a self-correcting team can essentially take in, I mean, there are lots of, but I'll do the abbreviated version here, Lee.
Yeah, sure, please.
Because I do a lot of work on this, but I'll do the abbreviated version. They are able to be flexible, so they can take in information and pivot accordingly and in a timely manner. They're highly accountable and they're cohesive. So the senior leader or the CEO is not playing referee in the sandbox. This team is accountable not just to the leader, but to themselves and one another, and oftentimes cross-functionally. We haven't even gotten there yet, because a big part of anticipatory initiative and leadership is being able to coordinate cross-functionally and anticipate together, right?
Yeah.
Sales and R&D might be, I could give you how many examples of those, might be a perfect example. Right?
Yeah, right.
And they need to be highly flexible and have the knowledge, the combined knowledge, doesn't have to sit with one person, but have the combined knowledge on the team to be able to take in new information and course correct if necessary, or as we were talking about earlier, raise their hand, go to their, I mean, I have a client right now, we've done some significant work over the last 2 years where their team, they were always the hub of communication and direction for their team. And when we started working together, they said, this isn't sustainable for me. I can't be focusing on the stuff I need to be focusing on.
Right.
I'm playing too much. And now their team is to the point where the team functions on significant issues and initiatives outside of their leader. And they come to the leader, my client, and they say, this is what we've come up with. That's a very different kind of accountability and responsibility.